Greetings YouTube. I finally got the chance to see the new Demon Slayer movie, and personally I enjoyed it. So I thought I'd give you guys a spoiler heavy review. So if you haven't watched the movie, I highly recommend it because I'm not gonna lie, I got a lot to say. The movie's about 2 hours and 36 minutes long, and you definitely start to feel it at some point. Now I saw some people online saying that like the movie feels like an anime, but like thrown together last minute, and I don't necessarily agree, but I can see where they're coming from. I definitely see Crunchyroll turning this into an anime at some point, but overall the animation was actually really good. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and the special effects that they used were just beautiful. Every time Slayer would use like their breathing techniques and all that, it was just perfect. They're so good at like mixing CGI with 2D animation, and just seeing that on the big screen was just thrilling. Okay, now let's get into spoiler territory. First of all, we got to talk about my girl, Kocho Shinobu. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman is without a doubt my favorite female anime character of all time.
You need to leave.
Yes, I said it. Ever. Out of all the anime that I have seen in my lifetime, she is absolutely my favorite. I even dressed up for her on Halloween. So with that out the way, I'm sorry, but I got a rant. Why the fuck is she running around by herself? She is dead ass the only character in the show who can't cut off heads in a world where you need to cut off heads. Like, bro. Like, I get it, the poison thing is cool, you know, she's like one of the most unique slayers other than like I guess Kanroji, because she uses like a whip, I guess, and I guess the stone Hishira because he uses like a ball and chain and all that, right? But you are experimenting on the second strongest demon, technically the third, I guess, with something that you don't even know is going to work. She literally did not know if it was going to work on him, which is the craziest part to me. And then another thing is the fact that the movie, they were trying to sit here and explain to us that like she's not that tall and she's short and her hands are small and all that, so she can't really cut off demons' heads. And then you look at Kanroji over here, she's not that much taller than her, you know? So okay, quick editor's note, I just looked it up. Shinobu is 4'11 and Kanroji is 5'6. Okay, but who cares? Pick up some dumbbells or something. Then the movie had the audacity to sit here and try to explain to us why she's trash. She over here crying on the floor and shit. Nigga, I was about to start crying in my seat because my goat is washed. Then she pops off, does her little strongest move, super move or whatever. It looked incredible though, I'm not even gonna lie. I can't even hate on it, to be honest, but it did nothing. She over here getting mad that the poison didn't work, which by the way, I might add, her sister literally told her not to fight this dude. Then she gets her back broken and then absorbed in front of Kanao, who finally showed up 30 minutes later.
Your soul is mine.
And I'm not gonna lie, at that point I was just ready to walk out of the theater. The disrespect to my girl is insane. They at least gave Rengoku a peaceful goodbye. This bitch got fucking absorbed in shit and I just had to watch it. One thing they can't take away from my goat though is her speed. Hey listen, she low-key has a claim to be like one of the fastest characters in the show. Only other person I could think of that's probably faster is probably Zenitsu, if I'm being honest. It was crazy watching it in the theater, but when the fight first happened, I swear to God, I blinked and she blitzed the fuck out of this dude. And I'm in my seat like, hey, yo! Most demon slayers run around in pairs, so the fact that she decided to run the ones with this dude is crazy. She is the perfect support slayer. She needs to be supervised. I swear, if she would have fought with literally any other Hashira and jumped this dude, they probably could have won. It's like if a Nami tries to 1v1 a Darius. That's what this fight was. Then towards the end of the movie, out of nowhere, they cut to Kanao, who's getting her ass beat. I don't know how she's going to beat this guy. We have not seen her box the entire show. All she has done is play tag and sit in a chair. Okay. All right, I'm done ranting about her. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about this lady. Like, I can't stress it enough to you guys. All right, let's talk about Zenitsu. Zenitsu being in serious mode was quite nice to see. You know, we always see him fight while he's in his sleep, so it's a nice change of pace. Upper Moon 6 being the older brother was quite the surprise. I did not see that coming at all. The flashback was a great touch that added a lot of emotional impact within the span of like 30 minutes, you know, so much that I almost cried watching it, I admit. When his grandfather told Zenitsu that he was like his pride and joy, I'm not gonna lie, that hit hard for me. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And finally, the main event, Tanjiro and Giyu versus Akaza. Akaza was moving kind of crazy throughout this entire fight. Aura farming the whole movie. The fight itself lasted a long time. I'm thinking like an hour and a half. We were in there for a minute watching these dudes box. The flashbacks were kind of overkill. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. There were so many scenes where like the action was getting really good and then bam, flashback. And I'm like, bro, let me see a box. I also want to add that I real deal thought that like Gyu was going to die. There were so many scenes where I'm like, oh, this is it. And then it just doesn't happen. Thank God he didn't. And I'll be honest, I was sleeping on Gyu for like the entire show. I mean, granted, he smoked a mess out of Rui in the forest at one time, but you know, that was like season 1. You know, we haven't seen him in an actual fight until now, and let me tell you, that boy was fighting hard. As soon as he awakened that little slayer mark, he started going crazy. Meanwhile, you have Tanjiro over here daydreaming while this dude Gyu fighting for his life, and he's sitting here watching this nigga and he's not helping him. The whole explanation behind the whole fighter spirit thing was, you know, out of nowhere. I'm in my seat trying to agree with it and follow along, and I'm just like, yeah, trying to agree with and understand anime logic is pointless, so we'll just roll with it. Having Akaza's backstory explained to me for like the next 50 minutes was interesting, to say the least. It actually convinced me that I like him as a character. Good on him. What's nice about it is the fact that he wasn't necessarily a bad person. Kinda, aside from the whole, you know, murdering a whole dojo thing. And look, I can look past that because I'd probably do the same thing. And finally, we gotta talk about him. No, not him. Him. Upper Moon 1. Listen, off aura alone, he is stronger than Muzan. Mostly because we haven't seen this dude break his cool yet. We have seen Muzan in very bad positions, but not this dude. This dude is moving different. I truly don't know how they're gonna beat this guy. I can genuinely see them beating Muzan, but not Upper Moon 1. It's crazy. I'm glazing. I know. I'm sorry. He's just that cool. He is definitely catching minimum 3 bodies next movie, without a doubt. I don't know who's going to fight him. I'd assume Tanjiro because, you know, the hair, I guess, right? But we'll see. I think the movie, in terms of like tone, was pretty positive, you know? So like, what I mean is like the good guys, they only lost like 1 person theoretically while defeating 2 upper ranks, basically. So I'm assuming it's gonna get wicked the next movie. I would like to assume that they're going to take out Doma and maybe Upper Moon 1. Hell, maybe even the Biwa lady. And then in the final movie, that's when it's gonna be just Muzan. Everyone trying to take out Muzan, and then Muzan's gonna go crazy. Yada, yada, yada. But we'll find out. I expect the next movie to be demoralizing to the viewers. And with that, that is my review on the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. I love the movie. Maybe even more than Mugen Train. So I'd give this movie probably a 10 out of 10 easily. Only downside is we're probably gonna have to wait till 2027 for the next movie.